Oh man, my car's been breaking down again. It's getting old. It's getting old. It's kind of hard to find parts. Maybe I'll head down to the dump and try to find some parts there. Yeah, that's a good place to get stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's a great place. And while you're down there, you mind digging up Aunt Sally for me?
Well, okay.
Find me a skeleton or two. That'd be nice. Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 37 of Digimon Ghost Game, Herd of the Dead.
Yes, I've heard of Dead.
Yes. If you have watched any of our videos before, we will be going very in-depth into these episodes, so there will be spoilers ahead. And there's actually sort of something to spoil this time, more than many episodes.
More than many episodes.
So, if you are worried about spoilers, you may wish to leave and come back at a later time. But, if you're still here, let us dive right into episode 37. And I did actually watch the intro this time, because you mentioned it last time. And Kulos actually shows up fully in it now.
It's not just this cat.
The silhouette. And
just the silhouette.
Yeah, and the end title card shows everybody. It shows all their forms. So it has changed a little bit. Unlike the part that comes right after it.
Which is the same ghost narrator narration, yeah.
Since episode 2. But we harp on it every episode, so...
Because we'll keep harping on it until it changes.
Yep. So we start with kind of the formula, not quite as much this episode.
No humans really being directly affected at the beginning.
Yeah. But we see we see a truck backing up to a cliffside, and they're like, are we sure we should do this, boss? It's not the first time we've done this.
Yeah, we were now. That's the first or second time we've done this.
Yeah. And they're dumping garbage off a cliff. Probably based on what's being said illegally.
Yeah.
Certainly seems like something shady is more going down there.
Especially the question, are you sure we should be doing this?
Mm-hmm. And as it all piles down in there, there's it looks almost like a battery acid or just ooze, the green ooze.
Green brownish sludge
that comes out of it and sinks into the ground. And moments later, a skeletal arm rises out and pulls out a skeleton out of it. 1, 2, I think it's 3 or so.
I think it's just one at the beginning.
Okay.
We'll see a bunch of them by the end of the episode.
Yeah, so it could be or not. And okay, a Digimon that creates skeletons and zombies. That's actually not that common of a Digimon thing. It had me thinking early of, where are they going? Oh wow, that Gatomon graces us with her presence.
It's been a long time since you showed up on one of these.
Yeah. And so they just drive off, nothing happens to them.
Yeah.
If this was
the top of the cliff, huh?
Yeah, if this is truly the formula, they'd be attacked.
Yes.
So we cut over and Haru. They play too much Survive. Digimon survives in my brain. Hero is standing there and he has a bag of donuts that apparently Kyo asked him to bring him, and
Gamamon chasing butterflies.
Yep, he's cute.
And Riley's here. I don't know why Riley's here.
No. And
she's mentioning that Higashi, as she calls him, is programming for a big global corporate company.
Data center.
Yeah, don't give him a name. Who's give him a name for a company?
Yeah, it's 2 hours away by bus.
And bus only comes every 2 to 3 hours.
So it's a long ways. And she's like, I don't want to wait. And Goramon, you just fly us there? And he does. Yeah, but Hiro says, nah.
Himon's having fun. We'll wait here.
Yep. And so he continues waiting for the bus, but instead of the bus coming, some random guy in a white truck.
Yes, he wants a ride. He said, sure. I can't wait for the English dub changing what this is going to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, kids, this may not be the best idea.
Hitchhiking's a bad idea. However, if you have an ultimate capable Digimon with you, you're probably
safer
than most people.
You might be okay, yeah. And
even though Gamon's doing his cat impression right now. Isn't that right, Black Gatomon?
Yes. And so he starts talking to the truck driver, and he's like, oh, you're going to that town. Why, what's up? Oh, pets and livestock have been going missing there, and people are known for dumping there's garbage all over here in the mountains, and just kind of griping about,
the rumors to set up the plot later that they will encounter, because again, unlike the last episode, they're not actually seeking anything out, they just stumble across it again.
Yeah. And as they're driving by, we see on the side of the road there are now multiple skeletons wandering through the woods, and they come across a group of wild boar, and so they jump it, and the others get away, but they manage to grab a hold of one, and this is kind of freaky, the ooze sinking into the eyes, and just, whoa. It's a bit of a disturbing scene of it seems that it is also converted into undead.
Yeah, some kind of zombie kind of thing.
No one sees this, but we do.
So and now we got the Rulin and Gorman who arrived at the inn. Mm-hmm. They're looking to check in, but they don't find anybody, so they go around the back and find the innkeeper and his wife.
Chasing around some chickens.
Yep.
They seem very spooked. And they're like, "Oh, are you whatever, Sukiyama, whatever your last name is, made the reservation?" Yeah. Yes, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for your charger. And it's like, so again, more just setting up of
more foreshadowing
what is to come. And
so Hiro and Gamamon arrive, and they go into the company, and they look for Kyoshiro, and we see him walking through the doorway, and he looks shot.
Beat.
Yeah.
He's
been burning the candle at both ends.
Yeah, he is so tired. But he sees Hiro
and the box
and the box, whatever exactly.
Jelly rice balls. Donuts.
Mirage donuts.
Yeah.
That nothing is truly greater. This is so amazing. These aren't fresh.
Well, he mentions that, how much he likes them, this particular processing, all that, and how it reminds him of this time when he was overseas and studying. It's like, somebody remembered that he studied overseas. When was the last time that's been mentioned? It's been a long time.
Yeah.
And I'll give him on sign that, our Donuts
Kyo's champion. Yep.
It's a cute line.
Yeah.
And again, this sets up a little bit of personality for Kyoshiro. Does it really matter? No, but it makes him feel more like a real person. That he likes donuts, and this is why he likes them, and this reminds him of this.
Mm-hmm.
Just nice little touches.
Yep.
And I haven't got to say that in many episodes, so it's nice to have little things go, yes, that was well done, thank you.
Yeah. And so they sit around talking a bit about really what all he's doing, which in the grand scheme of things doesn't really...
Yeah, and they talk about him chaperoning an anime convention like a couple weeks, which apparently I forgot about, and I don't really know why the scene's here.
Yeah.
In another series, I'd say it's because, next week they'll be at this convention. But this is Ghost Game. That's not going to happen.
No.
And I don't know why this scene's here.
Yeah. And once again, Jellymon is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
Because she's off looking at spots to make a Digimon resort.
Yeah. I guess she's done with the trade business. She's going to have to go flat out make a resort and hide it from the humans, I guess.
Yes, that's a large thing to try and hide. Okay, sure.
Well, we've seen the humans in this world. She could probably do it.
She should get away with it, yeah. Yeah, and so she's just looking around, taking some pictures, trying to, get an idea, and she's the first of the cast to actually spot some of these very weird-looking creatures. Mm-hmm. The animals, again, wandering through. And her not being Kyo, she'd been the curious type.
Yeah.
Decides to be like, what is that? And starts to follow them. And it leads her back to what looks like a pile of garbage. Probably the same pile. It is.
It is.
But you assume, and there's this bunch of that green sludge around. And the animals walk right up to it.
Into some kind of hole in it, and down in the ground.
And a spray of bones comes
back out. Yeah.
Comes back out. Like, in seconds.
Yeah.
Like, it's really quick. Oh, yeah. And Jellymon's not entirely quiet about, what the heck? What is that?
Yeah, stop it. You're going to ruin my resort plans.
Yes. And so the undead start looking at her, and this purple, gas starts to leak out of it towards her. Like, oh, that stinks! And turns around and just floats away.
This is kind of my first guess or starting to get an idea of who we might be dealing with here.
Yeah.
So it turns out I was one level below, as it turns out, but...
Yeah. But yeah, so as she starts heading back, we are now into nighttime.
Yep, so it's kind of dusk first.
Dusk
right now, but...
Yeah. And we start to see around the town where...
We're back at the inn now, and there's some loud screaming, and Hiro and Gamamon check it out, and There's one of those skeletons.
Hmm?
Digimon doesn't like it. He headbutts it. It breaks apart. It puts itself
Reforms.
back together.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, whatever, some skeletons, it goes back together. And we see some other guy being attacked.
No, actually, we see the skeleton didn't walk off with the zombie chickens.
Oh, yeah.
But then we go back to the town, seeing there's more of these. Again, there's a lot of human skeletons. Where did they come from?
Yeah, it seems like they mostly would be coming from where they dump the garbage. Do they dump the garbage on top of a cemetery? That's really messed up. That's really rude.
Is it that illegal that they're dumping dead bodies? You work for the mafia?
Yeah.
Part of the stuff you're dumping over the cliff?
Sure. That would make more sense.
Either way, it's kind of strange.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's so many of them.
Or do we have to get the police here? There's a lot of cold cases we need to look into.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is where we see one of them attacking someone, biting him. His friend beats it with the bat, gets it off of him. Of course, it starts to reform. But we also see his friend is also...
Not really skeleton,
more zombie at that point. More green skin and not, completely... we don't watch his face melt.
No. That would probably beat the Metal Phantomon for the creepiest thing we would have seen in the Heroes game.
Yeah, something like that happened.
Probably the Metal Phantomon and then the people's time getting sucked out. It's probably the creepiest things I've seen so far.
Right, back to episode 1, yeah. Yeah, and so everything has happened on, and Simba and Goramon is already out. And we're not even at commercial yet. Wow,
yeah,
they're serious.
We're moving.
We're Digimon before commercial break. That's been a while since that's happened.
Yes, it has.
I couldn't tell you exactly when, but it's been a while.
But he attacks the one skeleton, it breaks apart. We don't see it again in this scene.
I assume it reforms and whatever.
It leaves eventually, but they can attack the zombies and they knock them all out.
Yeah, they seem to have more human to them still.
Yes.
Of some sense of it. And so they're able to at least seem to quell the initial wave of them.
Yeah, so they're knocked down, they're looking and going, what do we do with them now? Mm-hmm. They're too dangerous to just leave here. So the other we decide to tie them up and throw them in a warehouse.
Yeah, they're all just kind of lined up and in a line. They sit up and say, "My Otismon, Lord and Master." Oh wait, wrong.
Looking very similar to that.
Wrong season.
Kind of what they had to do with them. Yeah,
they weren't quite tied up, but they were laid out like that. Yeah. And so they decide to investigate the entire team. Except for Kyo. No one bothers to tell him anything. No one goes to get him.
There's no indication anyone texts him or calls him. Or Jellymon says, "Oh my god, there's zombies walking around. I should be with Darling." No, she just goes off with the other ones.
Yeah, I'll show you where I saw them coming from. And here we get a little bit more about Ruli, about how, she's all about...
Actually, this is after the commercial break.
Oh, okay.
At this point, we cut back to the dumpers making another dump.
Oh, yes.
And as they do that, a bunch of skeletons show up, surround them, and force them off the side of the cliff.
And they fall into the garbage, which they seem okay. Until it starts to shake, and they fall into the pit. And
we won't see them again.
Yeah, there's a growl from below, and more of that purple mist comes out of the hole now left.
They dead.
This show has definitely more human deaths than Digimon.
Episode 13, there were a bunch of Digimon deaths early, but...
I mean, he said he had 1,000, so if you...
Even the ones you just showed, he had like 3 or 4 or 5.
True, yeah, true.
So it's close, if not more human.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I forgot episode 13, because the deletions have been so rare, but yeah. Yes.
So yeah. Now that's commercial.
That's commercial break. Yeah. Oh, okay. And yeah, so now they're being led back, and we get to learn that Ruli knows, don't get bitten. These are zombies. She's all about this. And they're like, wow, you know so much. And Grover's like, she likes this genre. She likes zombie movies and horror. And an adrenaline junkie like Ruli? I see it.
A fearless adrenaline junkie who has a supernatural
obsession.
Yeah, Twitter group or whatever exactly it is. Yeah, I can see her like
horror movies. Yeah, no.
And again, it's a nice little touch about her.
It makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot of sense. I probably would have guessed that, but again, it's a nice little touch. Fleshes out characters a little more.
Mm-hmm. And as they start going, they get closer to the middle. There's more of the zombies.
They have to get caught by surprise. The skeleton jumps out at Ruli, and she kicks it.
Yeah, Yep.
She kicks it and shares it in pieces. I mean, it's not really a well-animated kick. No offense, guys, but it's really not. But I just love seeing Ruli do this. Skeleton, go away!
Yeah. Just like, ah! No, just poof.
Because compared to episode 3, where it's, oh my god, 85-pound heroes slowly coming after me. Here, Skeleton, go away!
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this is how I think Ruli should be.
But after they do a little bit of fighting, there's another rumble and more of the...
Yeah, and you realize skeletons keep getting back up is the problem.
Mm-hmm. And so there's not much they can do until there's a rumble and a roar.
And we cut back to the garbage dump, and we see a few more animals come in, and some goo tentacle things coming out.
Grab them, and pull them in, and yeah, and then it's not enough. We start to hear a very
not enough.
Yeah, very growly, seemingly simple voice.
It's Lamormon.
It's Lamormon, yeah. Spoiler: he's the big bad evil guy. And so the dump starts to shake, and a form rises out of it, and well, a form is right. That's about it.
Best they can describe this Digimon as, yeah.
Because, well, if you watch 2020, you get another repeat.
Yeah,
They had quite a few of them. Because this is Raremon. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, given Raremon's history, it actually does make a lot of sense given the scenario and what's going on.
All the decay and the trash. Making zombies is a little...
The whole idea of the Raremon line is that they're basically already dead, falling apart, but they have nanobots in them that keep putting them back together long past any they should.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really just kind of a undead, miserable, barely hanging on existence.
Mm-hmm. And that's why the skeletons can get back that it creates and stuff.
Yeah.
It made a bit of sense.
Yeah, it's good use of the lore of the Digimon. I will give this series credit. It's very good at diving deep into lore Digimon and making episodes out of that.
Yes.
That it does well.
If it could just tie them together, it'd be beautiful.
If there's any plot to connecting any of this together, it'd be so much better, but...
Yeah. And it's, not enough, not whole, live... all these things, and it starts to move towards
the town. And when it moves, other zombie skeletons that were bothering the team break off and go with him.
Mm-hmm. And so, seeing that this giant monstrosity is going towards the town, Hiro finally gets the idea that, let's get people away from this, and turns on the field.
Didn't try it during the zombie outbreak, but...
Nope.
Doesn't now.
So... the fact that...
So now, cut back to the programming center. Yeah. And Kyoshiro's still hard at work, even late at night. Working on some server, computer...
Yeah, server racks, it looks like, or whatever. And he turns around, and there's a whole bunch of...
zombies banging at the glass outside.
Very classic.
Yeah.
Classic horror, they're all there.
And he freaks out.
And starts to run. And, I don't blame him on this one.
Nope, he's actually doing the absolutely the smart thing right now.
Yep. So he turns and starts to run. As the field catches up to him, and it becomes sand, and he's not expecting that, and poof!
Loses his footing,
Loses footing, land on his back, like,
oh no, he's in trouble now!
This is Hiro's field.
But Jellymon's there suddenly, quickly.
Yeah, she finally decides that he was important again.
So, what's the point of...
And so they go running out of the building, and because it's the field...
she shocks him, and that gives him a chance to run out.
She digivolves now that she's with him. They go running out, and now that they're in the field, it's okay that she just smashes the bridge.
Destroyed the bridge so they can't cross. And then she knocks him out after anyway.
Okay.
Sure.
Being thorough, I
guess. Being extra safe, why not?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Again, remembering, you can do stuff like this in fields.
Yeah. You don't smash the power plant when not in the field.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not destroying the power plant. You might want to turn on the field.
Yeah. And so the monster...
as we established before, that if the human has some Digimon affecting them, they're coming in the field too.
Mm-hmm.
So he was still attacked by the zombies.
Yeah, the zombies came in. because in Salamandamon episode they
kind of establish that's how that works.
And at least it's consistent.
And so far they've been consistent, so good for that.
That's all I can ask. And as it gets into the city, it still seems to not find quite what it's looking for. It's still very confused and starts to emit this poison decay sun field or whatever.
Can't find something to eat, so it eats the skeletons.
Mm-hmm. And amidst the poison, they have to get away, but they're listening to it. It's talking a bunch.
Yeah, at some point you can talk to it a bit.
Yeah.
Before after field, I don't remember exactly.
Yeah.
It's poison gas.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and it's saying that it's not whole. It seems to be looking for something.
Live, not enough.
Not enough. Yeah. And they seem to come to the conclusion that not all of its body is there.
But that doesn't make sense because it looks like it is.
It looks totally like I would think Raremon looks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty amorphous. It could be missing a part and you would not know.
Yeah.
But they thought it was his parts were part of the trash. Not all the trash was brought here. Okay, it doesn't really.
Sure, but they try to talk to it, and it's obvious it doesn't understand what they're saying.
And it just keeps spewing its gas. It starts to lash out. It
looks like it's about to go find the only other food that's left there is the zombies. He turned.
Mm-hmm. And since these are more human, we care more about them.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what I think the party does. So they start talking about what can we do?
This thing it's lost all its will. It's not really alive anymore.
We can't reason with it. So so this is where Piccolamon shows up out of nowhere to reverse time and makes so the trash is never there, or no.
Yeah, some weed mom falls from the sky.
Yeah. No, they finally just go it's suffering.
We should turn it back into a Digitama. And the hero has a little bit of flashbacks of before and going, okay, this is interesting because back in the episode of Cherrymon, he let people die to keep Betelgeumamon from having to delete a Digimon.
Yeah.
And they looked at him going, there's no choice. And so he goes, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't take much.
No. It doesn't. I mean, given, like I said, what happened in that one episode, I mean, he'd have to have people biting off their one leg before I would think he would ever agree to do this, but he really changed his mind pretty easily.
Yeah. For as much as, when they deleted Digitamamon, he looked upset. He
looks upset about it, but it really just takes 2 lines and he agrees to it.
Yeah. And, I mean...
This should be a big moment for him to finally agree that, yes, sometimes this is what you have to do.
This is sometimes necessary.
Not really that. Not the payoff there. But regardless, they agree to do this, and they actually have a plan. They use teamwork. It's...
Yeah. They have a plan, and it's the first time we've seen all 3 Ultimates together.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. I see what you're putting down. Because, I mean, the main thing Thetismon is known for is neutralizing poison.
Yep,
so that's what
she does. Yeah.
And she doesn't have to get hit by the poison this time to neutralize it.
Does it.
Just like the first time, she just neutralizes it. Okay. And then Lemormon is distraction.
They punch him in the face.
Yeah, he's a distraction of roar. Except he uses, I think, swords this time instead of claws.
Yeah, he pulls out his swords this time. Doesn't have anything particularly neat with him, but he uses them.
Yeah, he's just swinging away, and that will get Raremon to open its mouth. Why?
Why? Because apparently there's some canister of not quite spent gas in there. Now, how Kyosho knew it was there. And B knew that this would be in there because he's the one who didn't go anywhere near the dump.
Yeah, and how would you even know anything's in that canister, But, of course, there is, and Meteor Lux from Kano Wisemon goes down into his mouth, where indeed this canister is, and it explodes. Yeah. And not just an instantaneous explosion, it actually stays on fire and consumes
good.
The entire thing.
The garbage stuff.
Yeah.
He's literally a dumpster fire now.
Yeah.
I mean, we do know how hard those are to put out.
Yeah, and that's very true. And it burns, and they just sit back and watch it burn. And there's nothing.
Hero doesn't change his mind or anything? Tries to put it out? No.
There's nothing left. And they're like, we did it, right? He reverted to a Digitama. We don't see that. We can assume somewhere, somehow there is.
We've only ever seen one Digitama in this series.
Yes. Episode 13.
And the Black Gallimon picked that up.
Yeah, none of the heroes saw it.
So how it even got to where she picked it up?
Yeah, why it was on a roof. Yeah.
But we mentioned that back in the episode.
Yeah.
When you were there.
So, yeah. And they're just kind of standing there trying to process what they did, what happened.
And the humans all do turn back because it's Ghost Game. Zombies are cured.
Yes. The skeletons were already dead, so they
there's nothing to save there.
They just fell over a bit. But.
Yeah, and even in Goremon's poem, is half the thing like time it usually is. It's only like 1 or 2 lines, opposed to 3 or 4.
Yeah.
A line about what you do when the souls die, but the body lives on. That was pretty deep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it just kind of ends on this solemn note. We're just kind of watching the ashes, and no one's saying anything.
Which is cool if you followed up on that note in the next episode.
Yeah.
But you didn't do that with Digitamamon, so...
Yeah, the next episode, again, is I'm saying, okay, we can't let this happen again. We've got to look into these gates. Got to find how to find out when Digimon are showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Have other Digimon look to make sure they don't get into human town. Something like that, but they probably won't. Mm-hmm. But that's not this episode's fault.
No. Whoever you are that wrote this one, fine job.
This is a decent episode. This is a pretty good episode. I would probably remember this one.
Yeah. Unlike half of the episodes.
Yeah. Like a lot of the season. I remember this one. And again, it's because it fits the tone of the series. If you're using a rare mon, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You want zombies, you want horror, you want rare mon, yeah, this is a tone you should strike.
Mm-hmm. That's why we go back to Twisted Love quite a bit. Yeah. Even though it was another episode that didn't do much, it fit. And this also does. And so we get a hero study file again, because those are there, but...
Is there a thing now, yeah?
But just, I don't know why.
I don't know why he suddenly started this more than halfway through, yeah. Again, its tone doesn't fit, especially the episode we just watched.
No. But then we get episode 38, or a preview, there.
Yeah.
The Diviner. And it's talking about a whole bunch of vengeful spirits that would...
look kind of silly.
Yeah. They're coming for you. Could you possibly escape? You know, again, the common stuff. And
then we get this.
We get a silhouette.
The silhouette, yeah. Okay, this is a pretty well-known silhouette, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, there are technically 2 versions of it.
The only real question is the variant.
Yeah. This is Tower Dow, but, yeah. I think long and hard about that one. I mean, that would very well fit with exorcism, vengeful spirits.
This Digimon in this series makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be awesome if this is the Yaokomon from before that's digivolved and we come back to them. I doubt it. But, I mean...
Hey, this episode's surprising me a little bit. Maybe they can do it 2 in a row.
Oh. That's just asking too much.
It probably is.
But thank you all for watching.
Yes.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more Digimon content from us. And as always, everyone, remember to be awesome. Till the next one, take care. Bye-bye. Give me the uppercut. What's wrong with you?